Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hope everyone's having a beautiful afternoon. I'm having okay afternoon. This is Juma Friday. This is Fish Friday. I urge everybody to go out to enjoy themselves with some fish. Okay. Um, as you see, the topic: two minors in Georgia are facing charges. Right, the ages, the minors are the minors that who are facing charges is a 10, 11, and they are Caucasian, white, with the death of an 8-year-old boy. He's black. He was pushed off a cliff or into a long pit, a long off a cliff in a long pit, a shallow pit, a ditch. Okay. The question is this intentionally or a mistake? We're gonna go a little different on this channel. Okay. I want your guys to like, share, subscribe, and comment on the realest channel on YouTube, Austin Flow. Austin Flow. I'm coming with my knowledge, my wisdom, my understanding from a spiritual eye, from a spiritual eye, from a spiritual eye, strictly from a spiritual eye. Okay? Keep your head on a swivel, right? And your eyes open. Keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel. It is murder, death, kill going out here. You're going to see a lot of weird stuff. Been there and done that. Been there and done that. So we're going to do a little different, something different, because it's dealing with minors. It's dealing with minors. And as a minor, I can go back and, and can relate as a minor. I can go all the way back to when I was 5 years old, 4 years old. I remember me wearing Pampers. I remember me running back and forth through the house with no pamper on. Yes, I can remember. And it was freezing cold. I can remember when I was a baby. Yes, I can go back running an apartment back and forth with butt naked. I don't want to, talk like that on the channel, but I can go back to that stage. I can go back to that. Okay. So, is this act intentionally or is it a mistake? I'm going to give you from my point of view at being 10 years old and 11 years old. Okay. What young boys do and what they should be doing. I'm going to give you from my point of view. From a spiritual eye. But before we get into this topic, please like, comment, share, subscribe, get the information out, get it out. Please, the channel is growing. Thank you so much. I am you, you are me. So on this channel, we do not promote violence. We only promote the upliftment of you and I, and of people who are seeking help to get over the hump. This channel is going to help you get over the hump. Comment, share, like, subscribe to the dopest channel on YouTube. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen. So before that, I would love to listen to some good jazz music before we get into this topic. Let's go. Come on, y'all. Come on. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the dopest channel on YouTube, Austin Flow, bringing my knowledge, my wisdom, and understanding from a spiritual point of view, from a spiritual eye, from a spiritual eye, from a spiritual eye. Keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel. Is murder, death, kill. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Let's keep pushing the channel. Thank you so much. The channel is growing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's get right into this. Let's get into this. I'm going to jump right into this topic. So, is this act intentionally or mistake? Because they are all minors. The difference is that he is black and the two boys are white. The two minors are 10 and 11, and the boy's 8 years old. I don't know all the details. Why was they playing together? Where was the parents at? These are the questions. Why are these young minors at the age of 10, 11 is thinking these hideous crime of pushing someone down a ditch off a cliff? However it went. Where was the parents? Because if you're 10 years old, right? If you're 10 years old, you should be playing video games. You should be on the computer. You should be on the tablet. You should be on these electronics and things that's your family provides. And if you unfortunate, if you don't have that, you know, young boys come up with playing games. They come up with playing games, whether it's tag, kissing the girl, freeze tag, kick the can. Nobody plays this. Scalesies, hopscotch. Making up imaginary friends. How they get into this mind of pushing someone? You're 10 years old. Because at 10 years old, 11 years old, you pretty much know what you're doing. That's always going to be memory inside your head. I can remember when I was 10 years old and 11 years old. These children today are really, really advanced. They are really, really advanced. These children today. But being that they're so young, you can't really charge them that much. You can't. But being that this is in Georgia, it may be a different law. But being that these two children, 10 and 11, was white and the boy was black, this is an uproar. It's an uproar. So before that, let's look at the video, okay? Let's look at the video. You be the judge of this. I want you to be the judge of this. Let's look at the video. I want to send my condolence and my love to the family on both sides, because these boys are being charged with this hideous crime. They being charged with this, with the death of this 8-year-old boy. The mindset, the devil don't care how old you are. He doesn't care. He will seep in your thoughts and your understanding and bring about demonic ways and actions on anybody. This is why it's very important for these children to monitor their children. I blame the parents for this. I blame the parents. What were these boys watching on TV? What were they doing? What type of game? Because at this age, if they don't have electronics and they don't have any of these things, they're not provided with these things. You know what these boys start doing? They going in the woods. Some of them play hide and go seek. They start torturing animals, insects. Yes, it is true. When you don't have nothing to do, you don't got nothing to do, you start torturing animals and insects. This is how the demonic ways start, and the devil keep adding on to that. These children, they know. They might not know the series of this crime, but they know that it was wrong for them to do that at 10, 11 years old. Now, I don't know allegedly. This is all alleged. I'm just thinking of a mind of a 10, 11 years old, of going to school, of being bullied, fighting, cursing, doing these violent acts. We need to get to the bottom of this. We need to get to the bottom of this ways of action of these two young boys. Now, I'm not accusing them. They are being charged with the death of this 8-year-old boy. And being that is in Georgia, the boy's black and the two boys are 10, 11, are white. This is why this is going on. And this is not an uproar. I saw this while scrolling. So I had to make a topic about this. Because we all know youth in New York, the young adults out here are doing more far way of heinous acts and violence towards each other. Children all around the world that's doing this, getting guns and knives and stabbing and killing each other. We know this. We know this to be true. So it's not far-fetched. I blame the parents. I blame the parents on this. For you supposed to protect your child ways and action, they mind. And in the same token, teach them. I blame the parents.
Biggest thing this is going to be, do they really understand what's happening enough to be able to follow through with the process?
Two juveniles ages 10 and 11 are being charged with multiple crimes in connection with the death of 8-year-old Noah Bush of Jessup, the most serious being involuntary manslaughter. Attorney Eric Kramer says that charges like this are not unheard of.
I've seen cases where children as young as 11 or 12 are brought up on some fairly serious allegations. So it's not unheard of that these kind of charges would be brought, but there's going to be a lot more question of, like I said earlier, whether or not the children of this age are even really able to understand what's going on.
Kramer tells me that proving that the children knew what they were doing is going to be the challenge in this case.
His intent isn't necessarily the intent to cause someone's death, right? In this case, it's the intent to do the act which causes the death. And so the act of, pushing a child, and
my condolences to the family.
My understanding is that he was pushed into the deep end of a ditch. That act of itself, the intent of pushing him, even if they didn't have it in their head that we know what's going to happen, is going to be the biggest part of what I think they're going to be dealing with here.
When it comes down to the timeline of events, Kramer says the juvenile justice system moves very fast. As far as consequences, there's only so much they can do because...
You be the judge of this. Where's the parents at? Because I blame the parents for this behavior. I blame the parents for this behavior. They not monitor their children. They not monitor their children. I'm going to go in to the parents. This is a really, really serious act. A young boy, 8 years old, lost his life. His life didn't even begin. Pushed in the far end deep of a ditch or off a cliff. This is a serious act. And like I said, you're 11 years old, you're 10 years old, you pretty much know what you're doing. If you don't have these electronics, you don't have anything to play with, you go outside. Even if you do, you go outside, you start doing these acts, you start venturing out in the woods. chasing behind animals, insects. Why are you torturing animals? Why are you torturing insects? That's how these things start. Because as young boys, we always adventure. We always want to do things. Come on, yo, come on. Yo, come on, Ed. Yo, listen, let's chase that rabbit. Let's catch the rabbit. So I can't really go that much in on this, but I blame the parents on both on I blame the parents for these children acts. And I sent sympathy on and sympathy and what condolence on both sides, because he was 8 years old and 10 and 11. This is going to haunt them for the rest of their life, and they're going to be watched. They are going to be watched because you can't do that much to them. You can't do that much. Was this intentionally or was this a mistake? This is the question. I leave it up to y'all. Get in my comments. Get in my comments. Share and like this video. Subscribe to my channel. This is the Dope channel right now. Keep your eyes open and your head on the swivel. It's murder, death, kill out here. It's going to be a lot of weird stuff going on. I'm telling it from knowledge, wisdom, understanding, from my point of view, from my spiritual eye. I been there, done that. So that's why I can talk about this. It's the same thing out here in New York City. These young children don't have nothing to do. They start to get into crime and doing these very demonic acts because there's nothing for them to do inside their mind. So they turn to robbing and stealing and hurting each other with these weapons. This is true at a young age. At a young age. I seen it in my time, 10, 11 years old. Children were carrying weapons to school. Yes, it is true. Where did they get this behavior from? It starts from the home. It starts from home. Daddy and mommy, or maybe daddy's not there. Or maybe both of them there. And they on drugs or alcohol. Allegedly, I don't know. I'm just saying start from within inside the home. That's how the children adopt these ways and actions, demonic and evil ways of actions. Yes, the devil seeps in. He can't do that much because the child's still young. They 10, 11 years old. They have not reached puberty yet. They can't do much. But we want to know the minds. Get into the minds. Get into the household. It's the parents. That's who I'm blaming it on. The upbringing and the parents. The history, if there's drug abuse, is there domestic violence going on? These things need to be addressed and investigated. Don't cover it up. This stuff needs to be addressed and investigated. It needs to. Why do these children think about pushing somebody off a cliff or down a ditch, a far ditch, killing someone? I feel for the parents of this young boy that was killed, murdered. Keep it real, murdered. Whether it was intentionally or by mistake, the act is violent. It's violent. He would never know. He would never know. He didn't have a chance to live his life. We don't know until these young two minors. This is a stain on their life. Either can make them or break them. Do they feel remorse behind this? So I would like to end my topic with some jazz music. You know how we go with some jazz music. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the dopest channel out right now on YouTube, Austin Flow. I'm giving you from my experience, my knowledge, and understanding from a spiritual eye. From a spiritual eye. From the spiritual eye. Been there, done that. Keep your eyes open and your head on the swivel. Is murder, death, kill. Been there and done that. Please keep liking, subscribing, and pushing and sharing my videos. Get all the information out. Get the information out. This is a very, very terrible, wicked world. Violence upon violence, violence upon violence, man. In this one, I blame the parents. Because I can remember at 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old. I can remember, yes. I know what I do. I know what I've done. This is going to be a stain on the minor's life. You can't do as much. They 10, 11 years old. It's a lose-lose situation. It's a lose-lose on both sides. But I send my condolences and love to the young boy, 8 years old, that lost his life tragically. Send my love and my condolences. This is terrible. Terrible. Peace. Peace, y'all. Peace. Peace. Peace.